What's up, Goody RS here with another Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter review. Chapter 157 just dropped, and it's the most exciting chapter in a long time. We finally get to see Hakari's power in action, plus we see our boy Yuji prove himself to one of his upperclassmen. Obviously there will be manga spoilers. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe for more Jujutsu Kaisen content, and now let's get into it. In case you missed last week's chapter and review, chapter 156 dealt with Megumi and Panda's fight against Kirara, who's Hakari's partner and fellow suspended third-year student at Jujutsu High. We saw the boys decipher her curse technique and strategize against her, and they finally won the confrontation due to some quick thinking on Megumi's part. The chapter left off with him pinning Kirara down, preparing to finally explain why they were there in the first place, and that's where we pick up in chapter 157. Before getting down to business, Kirara questions Megumi and his use of the divine dog during their fight. Through this conversation, we learned that whenever two objects or people are marked with identical signs via Kirara's curse technique, the one with the higher curse energy output attracts the other. This explains how, at the end of Megumi and Kirara's struggle, the divine dog was pulled to Megumi before crashing into Kirara and winning the fight. Now, Megumi begins to explain the situation regarding their visit, but he gets cut off once again by a loud crash, and we see that Yuji's just been thrown out of the meeting room by Hakari. Hakari's physical condition looks to rival even that of Itadori himself, so he's pretty much a menace. Yuji instructs Panda and Megumi to stay out of the fight, to which Hakari states that he is being underestimated. And now in a very Luffy versus Bellamy type situation, Yuji completely refuses to fight against Hakari, repeatedly taking power shots with no guard up whatsoever. We see Yuji's inner thoughts, and instead of a full-blown life or death battle, Yuji sees this confrontation as a way to prove himself and his worth to Hakari. He doesn't dodge or fight back, and Hakari respects that. He tells Yuji that he will listen to his proposal as long as he remains standing, and then we finally see his cursed energy flowing around Hakari, who looks like an absolute menacing bruiser right here. Once again here, the mangaka uses Kirara and Panda for a quick comic relief moment, with Kirara shouting that Hakari needs to listen to what the boys have to say, and Hakari replies back that he literally just said he would listen, as long as Yuji was standing. After this chapter, I feel like Hakari and Kirara will join the boys' efforts in the Culling Game, and this constant humor will be a breath of fresh air and take on the role that Gojo used to play earlier in the story, as far as comic relief goes. Anyway, Hakari now asks why Yuji's here for his help, as they've never even met before, to which Yuji explains that the upperclassman, namely Yuta Akatsu, said that he was very strong and would be a valuable asset to their cause. Hakari just keeps wailing on Yuji, and Yuji wonders what the secret behind this guy's punches is. No matter how hard Hakari actually punches him, each blow feels like quote-unquote being slugged by a baseball bat with razors around it. This right here must be part of Hakari's technique, or at least his own unique energy, which we find out about in just a little while, so stay tuned. Hakari revisits his fever analogy from the last chapter again, stating that if Yuji truly wants him to go and risk his life fighting with him, he must show a fever or passion that convinces Hakari of his worthiness to join the cause. Yuji, however, tells him that he was ordered to come and do it, which really makes Hakari mad. He questions the Jujutsu High Principal Yaga, saying that someone who just lacks conviction like Yuji should have been weeded out before he even made it that far into the school. Now, Hakari obviously doesn't know that Yaga was just killed by the conservatives shortly after the Shibuya incident, but that's neither here nor there. Just kind of made me sad that he brought up Yaga right here. Now, Yuji calmly replies that he has no such fever like Hakari keeps stressing on, that he's simply a cog in the Jujutsu system. Being a cog, if you don't know, means that you are just a small part of something larger than yourself. A cog's a singular piece in a system of gears, so Yuji's saying that he is just one of many other pieces that keep Jujutsu sorcerers around and protecting the public from cursed spirits. Hakari obviously hates this reply, as his plans involve creating a whole new system outside of the traditional ways, and Megumi now warns Yuji to get out of there before he's seriously injured because Hakari is looking mad. Of course, Yuji doesn't listen and is absolutely rocked by Hakari's next punch. Now we finally get Hakari's explanation of his own power. He says that for some reason his cursed energy is rougher than other people's, at least according to Gojo back when he was at school. Yuji is slow to recover this time, and Hakari tells Megumi and Panda to get Yuji and get out of there. Yuji somehow bounces back once again, and Hakari is greatly surprised that the boy was able to take as many full force hits as he has. Yuji once again goes into a philosophical spill about how he's a cog whose role is to exercise curses, and how he doesn't plan to give up until Hakari agrees to help him, as he needs the help this time to play his role correctly. He then asks Hakari what his role is, and Hakari realizes the fever burning in Yuji's eyes with the passion of playing his own role in the Jujutsu world. Yuji's finally making some headway and gaining respect even though he doesn't even know it. Kirara interjects here, asking Hakari if he's getting heated, and then it clicks inside his head. He agrees to make a deal with the boys because his fever gets the most heated when he's helping people. Despite his feeling towards the higher ups at the school, Hakari agrees to help the boys in their quest against the evil sorcerer Kenjaku. This probably marks the end of this mini arc, and it has me so excited for the future. Now, we still haven't seen exactly what Hakari's technique is capable of, or if he doesn't even possess a fancy curse technique at all similar to Yuji. However, I highly doubt this to be the case, as Kirara said a couple of chapters ago that the reason for their whole falling out with the higher ups was due to Hakari's curse technique. I've said this about 5 times now, and I really don't plan on stopping until we see the truth. I think Hakari will use some kind of curse writing as his technique. We already have Toge's curse speech, and there's a crazy amount of emphasis on Hakari writing scripts for fights at his fight club, so that's my guess for what his technique is. Let me know down below in the comments what you think his curse technique is. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown of chapter 157. I think we're about to go back to the main plot, so I'm extremely excited about that and the upcoming chapters. Remember to smash that like button down below, subscribe for more Jujutsu Kaisen content to come soon, and check out the video or playlist linked on screen for more. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.